This isn't gonna work well.
It's fun.
Hey, welcome to Dirt Guy Drive Time, the show where I talk about random crap that'll change your life. I do that on my way home from work, which is where I'm at now. And while I'm driving, I'm thinking that I believe, this is going to be a big religious talk, but I think I believe for sure that God, in some ways, does know the future, and will, in some ways, at His discretion, intervene on behalf of us mere mortals down here. The one problem with some of that is people say that if God knows the future, then that means the future's already written, which means boils down to we don't have freedom of choice. We're just going through the most, reading the script, and those who are doomed, and those who aren't. And you have no control over it. Yes, your future's already written. And before I get too far off topic, let me just say this. I believe since time is a human construct, I believe God created time, so God is outside of time. And perhaps what God will see is the path that I'm on and how it ends. And for whatever His pleasure is, may intervene to put me on a different path that's going to be better for humanity, for the kingdom. And then when He sees me getting off the path again, maybe intervenes. But ultimately the choices are mine, and He just maybe makes the best of whatever path I'm on. So anyway, we can get more into a discussion like that later, but here's why I'm thinking about this right now. Just like every day, I made a video on my way home from work yesterday, but when I came home from work yesterday, I wasn't coming home from my job. I was coming home from our home office. And I've been hearing for a long time that I'm just realizing some of this is going to be hard for me to talk about right now because I can't be too specific because of the people who watch this. So bear with me if I speak in code a little bit, all right? I'm just bearing my feelings out. But I was coming back from the home office, and some of those reports of, big plans for Steve seem to be true, and probably still are. I was pumped up yesterday. I got to hang out with the president of my company, my director, my project manager. We were in meetings, and this awesome collaborative effort with mutual respect, working on different things, and I was just stoked to be a part of the process. Titles mean something for a reason, and there's a pecking order in my company, but it's not like that was the way the conversations were being conducted. It's like we were all in some ways equal, and I give the owner of my company great credit for that. That's the culture that he's established, and the rest of us have picked up on it, and he backs it up. Anyway, it was a great experience. I came home from there, had lunch, and then got back to work at my home office, and I put out an estimate and some stuff, and it was really a great day. I was really pumped up. Well, I made a video about that on the way back. Steve being pumped up, all right? But when I got home, it was corrupted. I couldn't get it to upload onto my computer. And so I went online, I paid $50 for some software that'll fix an MP4, and lo and behold, it seemed like it worked. Until as I started playing it, the audio was sort of going in and out and warbly. It's like it recreated the audio. It was terrible. And so I abandoned it. And I was bummed out because it was like a pumped up video, I was really looking forward to sharing that with you guys. But anyway, c'est la vie. Well, here's why I think God knows the future and might intervene occasionally, because today I had quite the opposite experience. There's a perception of my role on my job that I believe recently was made very clear to me. My responsibility, my accountability, and everything else. And I ran into a conflict with a new member of my team today that ended in him leaving the job. And I won't give you all the details because it's not relevant, and I'm sure it'll be patched up. I'm sure it will be. But as I'm talking to my boss about it, trying to say I don't know how it got there, and I was trying to diffuse it, and just some of the things that I believe were well-meaning that he was communicating to me, I really believe they were, don't sit well with me for a number of reasons that I probably shouldn't go into detail about, because I'll get over it, frankly. And so I went from being pumped up yesterday, like unimaginably, like look at how God got me into this position. This is amazing. This team that I work with and the contribution I get to make, and they pay me well, and just, man, I never want to work another day anywhere else in my life. I love it here. And then on the next day to just feel so deflated, so emasculated, so unsure of my future. And so I guess this is it. I put that video out yesterday, and then you get this one today. It'd be like, dude, make up your fucking mind. Which way are you gonna go? Are you pumped up or are you deflated? And I think I think my immediate resolution is to just be neutral on the deal, not be pumped up, not be deflated. As they used to say in AA, or probably still do, I don't know, I haven't been there for many years, is just do the next indicated thing. So for me, it's what's next. What's next is to go home and hang out with that beautiful wife of mine, Cindy Brown, the queen of everything. Do some emails, because that's what I do when I get home. Shake this thing off. Go to work tomorrow. My boss will be there, and my project manager will be there. And I believe this employee will be back. I told my boss, I'm okay if he comes back. I don't have an axe to burn or something. I didn't say this to him, but I'm just thinking, somebody's got to set the parameters here, because I had one understanding, and I think the other employee had a different understanding. And we're both alpha dogs. I'm telling you, we're both big sticks. And so unless we figure out a way to share the stick, we're going to be beating each other with it. And that doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for the company. It certainly doesn't work for the job. So, I'm willing to go that direction, but I just wish I would have known what the expectations of all parties were. And I told my boss, even though I'm in disagreement with some of his decisions right now, and the way this thing is being handled, I will be honest, I'm in disagreement. I told my boss, I've got your back no matter what. So just say the word and it'll happen. Just tell me what you want, and that's what you're gonna get. I'll back it up with my body. I will buy into it. But to sort of feel like I've been trained and encouraged and motivated to head a certain direction with the way I conduct things, and then to find out later, well, it's different with this guy. Kid, you had told me it was different with this guy beforehand. I would have conducted myself differently. As a matter of fact, for anybody watching that knows anything about my job, if this employee comes back, he can have my hotels. All right? If he can go in, I don't have the time to spend out there all day long. I just don't. And that's well known. And we need more help. So if it's like, here are the keys to the hotel, dude, do your thing, however you do it. Just keep me in the loop so I know what to report to the bosses. Then that's the way it'll be. I just want to get this fucking thing done and get the hell out of here. It's one of the worst jobs I've ever been on. Some of it's my fault. A lot of it's not my fault. It just is what it is. There's other people I could blame, but then again, I'm not going to play the blame game. So I'm also going to take refuge in this. I do believe God knows the future. I do believe in my heart that I don't have to stress about the future. For those specifically who are trying to stay in contact with God, our Father, the Great Spirit, the mighty cosmos person, whatever we would call this super being, I have the faith that says ultimately it's going to work out the way it's going to work out. I don't have to trip on it. So, yeah, not a whole lot of comedy this time, guys. I almost didn't make this video, but I didn't want to go 2 days without putting one out. And so if this one ends up a little longer, well, it's not too long right now. I just hope that tomorrow on my way home, I'm actually able to make another video that completes the trilogy, the first part of the trilogy you'll never see. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for being with me on my way home from work. And until I see you tomorrow, my name is Steve Brown. Have a good evening, everybody.